So there's like a full battle. I'm running through Belfast fighting obviously cross-community zombies.
Welcome, Sippers. Guys, before we start the episode this week, we have our sponsor, which is Trained by Tony.
As always, guys, download the app if you want to improve our well-being, health and fitness. If you want to look like a Greek god like myself.
It's coming into Christmas, could be the perfect gift as well.
Yep.
Get some people some...
Prices start from £1 a day. You get all access to Tony's amazing coaching. He's got his big, massive, juicy brain of knowledge crammed into his brand new app. And yes, you'll be getting shredded in absolutely no time. So check out the Trained by Tony app. And yeah, enjoy the episode, guys.
That was good. Apart from you said to the listeners, if you want to improve our health, well-being and fitness. So it looked like you're just trying to get them to improve the three of your health, well-being and
My bet
fitness.
was like a Freudian slip.
But I like that you were trying to do that.
Yeah.
That's what we do here. We're just going reality.
Yeah.
Speak for yourself, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, our guest this week is none other than Shane Todd.
Shane Todd.
Where'd you get your jumper?
Where'd you get your jumper?
Sarah?
Sorry.
Did you?
Yeah.
Is it the same? No, that's weird though, because it's not the same
a different
jumper.
material.
Mine's like a thicker material.
You're
but
probably more premium line than my Shane. Is what's
yeah.
happening there, you know?
that's what it is.
Yeah.
Episode 26, guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're back. Finally, this
The Christmas
young
tree
fella.
went in as well.
The Christmas tree's looking a bit
That is a metaphor for the cost of living crisis.
It is.
Like that tree.
My mom's like, listen, I'm going to go all out and get you a tree this year. It's a wee welcome present. That's not...
But it doesn't look like what shop's selling that?
She says Marks and Spencer's, but...
No,
No,
they're not.
I woke up in a good mood. And it just
Yeah.
it makes me sad.
It is sad.
I was watching a Christmas film last night with a wee glass of wine and all, and I was like looking at it being like, it's hard to feel anything looking at this.
Go jump over the balcony. Fuck this.
Yeah.
Do you know what it looks like? It looks like something you'd use for like a therapy group. During Christmas time, you write like your deepest, darkest fears in a bubble and hang it up on that tree.
Yeah.
Right, your addiction problems on every branch.
2 months sober.
Today I feel great.
Because we talked about it last week, and I think it sort of added to the mystery of the Christmas tree because it was out of shot.
Right.
They were like, oh, how, it can't be that bad.
That was the one episode my
You
mom
can now
listened
see
to
it's
again.
pretty bad. Sorry?
My mom listened to that and was like, what's the problem with the tree? And then she listened to the first 20 minutes. And
So-
she texted the podcast
So it was out of shot last week.
It was out
Yeah.
of shot.
So for me, to mark me coming on, this is what you
Yeah.
have done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's bullshit. Can I just also do people know where you record this?
Yeah.
You,
I don't know.
No.
Never mentioned.
Well, we know it's Kieran's house.
You need to streamline your shower products.
Yeah. Streamlit?
You have too many.
Yeah. I share a flat with, and then his girlfriend comes over sometimes as well, so she is...
Okay. Well, then if there's 3 people, because there's too many
There's a lot going on.
bottles and shampoos and.
Do you ever do that? Then this might sound weird, but like use someone else's like shower gel. Is that a bit creepy? Is that a bit nonsense?
The bar
Depends
soaps.
what
The bar
situation
soaps a bit
No,
creepy,
like-
but
If they're asleep and don't know you're in their house, yeah,
Just lather it up, looking at them. No, like if you're staying in someone's house, you're like, oh, I've never seen that. I was going to say a flavour, you definitely shouldn't eat it. Like that smell, you're like, I might give it a wee go. Something about it. No?
Did you notice in the bathroom the cowboys, the cowboy job?
2 guys are lassoing, trying to lasso me.
Buffalo Bills having a bath.
Let's get him to the saloon.
Did I notice what?
The cowboy job of the builders, one, like the fucking...
Yeah, the panel missing.
Yeah. It's terrible, like. But,
House is falling down.
yeah, it's coming apart. So,
You
Fuck's
get
sake,
the
lads.
in here, get it sorted.
Yeah.
just the stairs leading to the door. Or doors leading to the stairs is what he says.
No idea what you're on.
this is a segment of the podcast, Shane, where Kieran says something we have no idea what the fuck
Yeah,
he's on
yeah,
about.
yeah.
It's a regular
recurring
feature.
thing.
Yeah. It's all
But no,
fun.
Shane, it's great to have you on.
Thanks
I just
for
sort
having
of thought, young open mic guy like yourself,
Yeah.
you messaged us, what, about 13, 14 times?
Yeah,
Can we
yeah,
come on?
yeah.
Can I come on? Can I
Yeah.
come
Yes.
on? We're like, we'll give this guy a shot.
And we all said no, but
Yeah. I said no.
I'm here to take advice. To,
Learn.
yeah. Yeah.
Because when we get into the questions later, it's pretty much just going to be us grilling you, going like, "You any advice for us? What can we do?"
Guys, ask me anything.
And what I'd like to chat about first, what Spotify Wrapped? Do
Oh,
we all
yeah.
have Spotify?
So I'm still on the streamlining products thing.
Okay.
okay.
Can I give you advice on comedy related?
Go on.
Yeah.
See the best thing you'll ever do. See if you've got a lot going on in your head, especially going up to Christmas.
Yeah.
Loads of gigs, everything's going on. Streamline your sock drawer and you will never look back, to the point where one time I binned 80-90% of my socks.
I thought you were going to say 80 or 90 socks. I was all, that's insane.
Probably.
Yeah.
Really?
That's
Probably.
mad.
Yeah. And then here's what it did. I had loads of like old socks and I was like, don't really wear those, that's good. Yeah, it's got my uncle's cum in it. Yeah. Like old I had a lot of old socks that I didn't really, if I'm brutally honest with myself, I didn't wear them.
Yeah.
That's okay.
So I binned a load of them. and I bought a small amount of top quality socks.
Minimalism sock drawer.
Small, yep.
Yes.
But the ones I got, top level,
Quality.
and it changed my life.
And is there still enough socks in there where you can hide your cash underneath all of that? Or
Yeah.
right,
But
okay.
I don't take cash for gigs.
Okay.
Oh, fuck,
So that people know.
See, that's a big one for me. In around here, that's a big one. Like, you know,
Yeah.
you need to have enough in there to hide everything
I
else
say
underneath it.
what I classify a good quality sock, how far up the leg it goes.
Well, I like
Now this is a debate because how high up the leg do you like to go?
Oh, ankle.
Oh,
you didn't
no, you
strike me
can't.
as an ankle man, Pete.
Not this time of year.
I like to be fairly loose.
There's something nonce about that. Let me just say.
Yeah. There's a few things you should see with my boxers are.
Spider-Man. I like
no
the
ass.
tracksuits with the polo shirt as well.
Look, it's party up top.
Oh, I can't. I'm wearing white socks. That's a bad
Yeah.
look.
Think it's bad?
Not because of the shoes I'm wearing. It's okay to wear it with these, but
Apparently it's a big thing in Liverpool.
right.
What?
Socks?
No, white socks is like it's like a weird thing they don't do.
They don't. Oh, they don't.
Don't
do
wear
it.
white socks. It's like a real
That's
social
where the Scouse people draw the line.
faux pas.
So,
I was there last week,
Yeah,
but I can't. And I don't think I was wearing white socks.
there you go. You got out of that, right?
But next time,
Next time. But streamlining, see the products in the bath, the shower. Don't have a shampoo. I'm literally just a shower gel. I don't think you can get more streamlined.
but some bald guys do still shampoo their heads.
I did when I started going bald.
Why?
And then I realised it's pretty pointless.
Right.
would you shampoo the beard?
You got beard on or anything?
Not shampoo it, no, but like give it a wash with soap and all.
Oh, that's good. That's just hygienic, yeah. That's nice.
It's putting it out there again. But coming up this time of year, would you be expecting boxers and socks? Would that fuck up your system?
Yeah, I'm not really looking to. It's like friends. I'm not really looking to take anyone else on. I've got the
Right.
amount I need
You've got
at
your
the
limit.
minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're satisfied?
Yeah.
You're satisfied with your sock situation?
Yeah, not the friend situation, but the socks. I'm all good with. No, how do I get? See, I'm 34
Right,
and a
okay.
couple of kids. Don't really get a lot of presents.
No?
Nah, I'm like with the socks. Don't get me a load of shit. Get me a couple of great presents.
Good quality ones.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny you said that, Shane, because right down the... Actually, no. We've got you nothing.
Didn't get offered a cup of tea. Didn't get offered a cup of tea either.
Fuck, you went and got milk too?
No.
I got almond milk. Is
Or
There's a
almond
story
milk, yeah.
behind this.
We went
See,
and
when
got
you said
all the
oat,
works. Yeah,
I just want to
sorry.
crack up, but
almond, I bought almond, yeah.
right.
That's why I wasn't in charge of it.
Even more annoying though.
I know.
Don't offer me it.
Yeah.
What are you still doing here, boy?
No. Do you still have someone that does your tea and coffee still?
No, we don't. No, we
Fuck's sake.
I
don't.
have a flatmate who's locked in his room right now. Like,
Is he here?
Yeah.
Text him and get him to make the tea.
Robbie,
Get Rob on the floor there. He will generally come out and go, what?
come and make a few Phoenix Nights references.
I know. That's, where's Rob from? Sheffield?
Sheffield, so me and him don't have anything to talk about, but then Pete met him and the two of them bonded
Yeah.
over Phoenix Nights.
You only sit in someone's company for about an hour and well, it's
But there's no link to Sheffield and Phoenix Nights because you said that like
No.
it's from Sheffield, so obviously we're talking about Phoenix
it
Nights.
word seems English.
Yeah.
And I was just sitting there for about, well, it's cracking all like, and then just like start talking about Phoenix Nights and then we'll just
Where did it come from? We're talking about nothing. Just started talking about Phoenix. Like, not the weather.
Yeah.
Not the weather.
it might
Just
have been
Phoenix
stand-up,
Nights.
Peter Kay, Phoenix Nights. There was something.
There was just 20 minutes of you used to be doing references to
Literally
like, back and forth. Phoenix
I didn't
Nights.
say a word to each other and then we're all, what's your favourite episode?
Yeah.
I love that though. I might just do an episode of that.
Right.
Just Phoenix
Just
Night
doing Phoenix
references.
Nights goes. But no, I want to talk about Spotify Wrapped because
Yep.
do you have Spotify like personally?
Yeah, I was an Apple Music guy for a long time and didn't know what I was missing with Spotify.
Well, you've done an opposite change, haven't you?
YouTube music, yeah.
YouTube,
Yeah.
Oh,
This is-
okay.
I've got the YouTube Premium account, so no ads, no nothing.
And do you know what's brilliant about that? You go away from the app on your phone and still
Yes.
plays.
Yes.
It's-
So you don't have to like close out of YouTube, load up Spotify to continue listening to your favourite podcast.
But did you
know what I mean?
drop Spotify to do this?
Oh yeah. Give it all up.
Can I say it? Decent wee idea for a Christmas present for someone?
What Spotify?
Spotify Premium for a year.
Yeah.
About £100. That's not bad.
Yeah.
I'm just putting
At
that
about
out
my
there.
age, that's what you appreciate that kind of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm getting
yeah.
that stage now where like I actually love a voucher.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Love a good voucher, like.
Yeah.
What's a top tier voucher you can
Cinema
get?
voucher, I like.
A cinema voucher?
Yeah, just go to the cinema like over summer.
In 2003, I would have been buzzing to get a cinema voucher.
Orange cinema. Remember that thing? 2 for Tuesdays.
A Fusion voucher my mum always gets for Christmas.
That's not bad.
A what?
Fusion
Fusion?
Oh, yeah.
It's not
No.
You said Boozing there and I heard Shane's stomach go. Just the,
Yeah, that actually did happen.
just the words
That
set
actually
him
did
up.
happen. Here's what I'd say. An Amazon voucher is great in principle, but it's too vague.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's too general.
But
So
nothing
there's not a thought in that.
Nothing says I don't give a fuck like an Amazon voucher.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's not
yeah,
specific to anything.
Yeah.
My boss bought me one for leaving the job. She said, oh, here's the Amazon voucher. And I came back a month later and she kind of looked at me and I spent it like
How much?
£20. So it's kind of like,
Oh, they didn't give a fuck. Trust
Yeah,
me,
no,
they
yeah.
leave it. They're not ours at all. That you left.
we actually looking at what I went on.
Jetty Sports, we voucher for that, get a nice pair of trainers.
Not bad.
It has to be quite a big voucher then.
Because they're expensive as fuck.
Shoes, I know.
Yeah,
Only
dear.
50 quid.
Yeah.
Shocking.
I feel like I'm crossing the streams today with the Adidas trousers and the Nike jumper. It's a bit.
You're looking well. Well, I think we're both sort of wrapping the Kane Bartlett look here in the bottom.
That's how well Kieran's doing. He's become known for just black tracksuit bottoms.
Think you'll get we brand deal with him?
With Adidas?
Him and Anthony Joshua in the adverts.
I don't know.
Look, we never know. But Spotify Wrapped, I don't know why I'm really into it.
Other
really
people's
get-
or your own?
Everything. I love it all. I just love the whole concept. I love looking at people.
You like stats?
I love a stat.
Right.
Same with this podcast, love an analytic. I
Right.
Find out a wee bit of.
I'm gonna stop you right there because Pete goes to me. I have all the analytics, and I was like, "There's a login for it, Pete. Here it is. If you love the analytics so much, here's the login. You go see it all."
I like when you do the work.
and then you're like, "Nah, just no."
You like to be presented with
Yeah.
a stat, but you don't like to mine a stat.
I want you to come up to me with a wee folder of Polly Pockets.
Oh yeah,
Color coded and all.
That'd be
Gender and
nice.
age.
Yeah,
and all.
yeah.
You're like, "Send me some screenshots." I was like, "No, there's a login." Fuck
Yeah,
you.
I know.
that's also like weird screenshots to get here. Send me some pics. What of? Figures.
Many analytics.
Get me a graph over there with demographics on.
Yeah.
How many bays in Saudi Arabia are listening to this on a Tuesday? You're like, why?
That is our only place where we can listen to. So
What's
Saudi
that,
Arabia.
4 or 5?
That was our number 3. Yeah, Saudi
Number
Arabia.
3, Saudi Arabia.
And that's mad because a lot of them probably need to get someone else to scroll on the phones for them.
This guy. That's why we give him a chance. Zingers like that.
It was nice being tagged as well by people saying, "Oh, you're in our top 5 for our podcast."
All 3 of them.
All 3 of them, yeah.
Here, better than none.
Well, speaking of analytics, we actually had, it breaks it down to the podcast. We had 19 people rate us as our number 1 on Spotify. So the other,
That's good.
how many maths is that? Fuck you.
How many? Hold on, no. I was actually being serious. And then you said, how many maths is that? Is that what you
Yeah,
said?
no, because like there's 3 people shared it, so we have 16 more people to fucking pull their finger out and share it. That's what I'm saying.
Bastards.
Yeah. How many did
So I didn't.
that big podcast you do get?
I'm not going to say it's cross.
You said 19, he was waiting like 100?
19
Like 90,000?
million.
Be distasteful for me to say, but I will say I on Spotify was only seeing, because my account's just my personal account, not the podcast
Okay.
account. I was only seeing my top listened to songs, so I was cracking up. I was seeing everyone's detailed things. So what he wasn't even showing me on Spotify my top artists or anything like that. And then I text the WhatsApp group for the podcast, and then Dan, who produced the podcast, went, "Here's the link." Like he had the link, and he sent me the link, and then I clicked on it and was like, "Whoa!" It's like a real big presentation of stuff.
Yeah.
I've been that.
But
That's
it's
what your top listen to tune of the year was on Spotify.
yeah, it's a guy called Moncrief, who's like an artist from down south, and a song called "Warm." He's not that well known. He's
The only
coming up.
person I've heard say it is you on another podcast.
Oh, I'll be the only person who it's their top song. I saw him at Electric Picnic. Listened to it about 9 million times. So
I'm
it's my
laughing
top
because I
one.
just remember what mine was.
What?
Land Down Under by Men at Work.
Oh, what?
Fucking banger.
Like, but that's a novelty song for that to be your number one.
That's an after tune that you play.
Look, I dislike how that's considered a novelty song.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
is
yeah.
just a fucking banger on its
Right,
own.
right.
I love it. But mine was real distorted, like the podcast. Because
Oh, I thought they were a band.
that's Kieran Bartlett's favorite band. Distorted.
Distorted the podcast.
Because I listen to those weird like white noise things to go to bed. So all my top podcasts were just like thunder in a rainforest.
Army noise as well.
Oh yeah.
You listen to white noise to go to bed? No, I do, but not out of choice for the baby.
Right.
But
Yeah.
the second I cannot do that, I will not do that.
I fucking love it.
See, if you just walked into your room, you'd think you were in some weird baby cosplay thing.
No, it's not.
Just you in bed. You bald
Just me and
head,
ankle socks and someone else showed you.
half a pint of original source on your chest.
The mint one. No, I like listening like rainforest, thunder. Used to be worse. Remember when
Army men or something?
I let making it sound weird. Just a drill sergeant shouting at them.
It's up to you to not make it sound weird. This is in your court, like.
Justified.
I used to listen to World War I trash noises to go to sleep. Like
Whistles blowing over the top.
no, not that. Not like the distant like explosions and like gunshots and all. Like
What's set? Oh, you're from Lurgan though.
Yeah.
Why didn't you just open your window?
Snuggle up a little bit.
No helicopters, World War I. But yeah, that's just the story of my old Spotify.
Oh, mental.
It's just out of me from perhaps the weirder that I am.
Yeah, I did RM Wrapped, and yeah, it was good.
I love it. Bad, really.
Yeah, but that's like kind of like people's TikTok page too. Usually, it like gives you what you're into. Your like For You page sort of thing.
Yeah.
And like people, there's boys who be like, "Fuck's sake, all I'm getting now is naked women." You're like, "Yeah, because you fucking stare at it all day."
You love that?
Yeah.
I could get spot posting videos where someone like pops it like fuck.
I get 90s footballers.
Nice.
Right, okay.
Telling anecdotes. What?
Popping spots.
Yeah.
Listening to white noise.
Phil Babb getting one done on his back. That's niche.
That's it, with a black hat.
But like, yeah, my For You page is a bit weird. Like.
Yeah. Do you know what would have been good? Would the rave lockdown, would it ever get put on Spotify?
Someone because it was on BBC.
Yeah.
There's like stupid rules with things like that.
Yeah.
But you can't actually make a playlist for that. Like, what's going to happen? Well, you just don't.
Just wait and see.
But some guy was just doing it.
Oh, just like
Yeah.
Can we talk a wee bit about that the rave
Absolutely.
lockdown?
R.I.P.
Because I know, because that actually, it's going to sound a bit wanky, but sort
Saved
of
your life
defined
during
lockdown one for us. Because we used to sit down, we used to like get like a wee cheese board and all, a wee bit of charcuterie, a few wee drinks on Friday night, and listen to rave lockdown. And I think that was
No better way to enjoy a rave.
Yeah.
Charcuterie.
Yeah.
All right, lads. Anyone?
I don't like a bit of prosciutto.
Run the boat shine. All right, bro. You selling any brie? What are you doing?
Get somebody out there still and have a look.
Few olives there, man.
Smell it.
Chopping on a knee down.
Because that's where my mum and dad, like, they would have been aware of you being a comedian, but that was the first time they actually like sat down and like consumed like you and Dave's like content.
Right.
How did that come about? Like,
The radio show I was doing for Radio Ulster, the Shane Todd show, which no one gave a fuck about, no more so than me. for the first few series, like there was nobody was interested in it.
Yeah.
And because it was the whole point of it was like it was experimental, so we're doing a bit of it was like there was sketches, interviews, music. It was too much of everything to the point where it was just
noticed
nothing.
off the wall and hoping something sticks. Sort of vibe.
So it was not, but it was a good opportunity to like kind of fuck around. And then another series was due around the time lockdown just started.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally the first episode was going to be the first week it was all kicking off.
Yeah.
So it just felt weird to just do like what if James Bond was from Northern Ireland sketch or something like that.
And another news 400,000 deaths.
Yeah, exactly. So we were like we can't do a normal show.
Yeah.
Also, are we really enjoying this? We were doing it, probably not. So I was like, it's such a weird time that like why don't we just do something totally different that like put a smile on people's face.
BBC
like,
Ulster as well. Like,
I know. So
just not the normal clientele.
No, I sent him an email, the producers, and was like, or the bosses or whatever, and was like, would we be able to just this week? I was thinking of doing like a 90s rave music.
Yeah.
6 o'clock on a Friday, fully expecting them to be like absolutely not.
Who the fuck is this?
Yeah.
My own Shane's account.
And they were like, yeah, that's fine. As a one-off, that's fine. So we did it, and I literally was able to pick all the music, and it was like Mr. V and No Limits, all the music from when I was growing up, and all of a sudden we were like, we got a text. You know, the like 81771 or whatever it is. I was like, someone's contacted the show. Because like all those shows they have, like Hugo Duncan and Nolan and all that, doesn't stop. Emails and texts and all don't stop.
Duncan's class it. See him reading out a few texts.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Reading out the text messages coming
Red Bull.
in.
Red Bull.
Is that a euphemism?
Yeah.
No. But Red Bull code for Mini Baby Bell. He has someone else doing it, opening for him. So, but we started to get like, and on the first one we were like exhausted by the end of it. Now it was also the only time we could leave the house. Like we were able to drive because it's like a public. No, that's not true. First time we did them, we had to do it in the house.
Jesus, like over Zoom?
Yeah, over Zoom. And then we got to actually go in. We got these pieces of paper to say you're cleared to go to do the studio. So you were driving in on Friday. It was during the summer. The weather was unreal, and like you're pumping the music on the way down. You get to go in for an hour and a half, take away Nando's, eat it in the studio, and the texts we got were class. The interaction was good, and you could actually see that people were like it was and like including us, it was like the highlight of people's week,
Yeah,
where they were like
yeah.
on a Friday, no matter, I've got nothing going on, but in the diary I've got that on a Friday night.
Yeah.
And it was same for us, so we loved it. And some of the texts and emails you got were mental, some we 1,000% made up.
I was waiting for you to give me a wee bit of something because I was gonna go.
Yeah.
How much was ever legit?
BBC make out that you'll go to McGabry if you do it.
Oh,
Like, they're like whatever you do.
It's written into the Good Friday Agreement.
But about, I'd say 9 out of 10 of them were real.
Yeah.
We just throw it, even the odd name. So the reason we did it is because we like to be really giddy doing the show.
Yeah.
So me and Dave they would give us all the texts and emails, hand Dave a page, hand me a page, and read them out. But we only did it because I wanted to try and make him laugh or put him off. So I put a name that would really, and sometimes you put stuff on that you could not read out on air, and you'd go to start reading it and you'd have to change it halfway through. And then I'm cracking up because I know that's the one he's got to. So it was unreal. And then we did 2 series of it, and then we were always thinking like this will just be like a full series, like this. It's a no-brainer, like, because
Scooter only have so many songs.
Well, you did release Fuck 2020.
but we always played a wee bit of Scooter, and then they were saying, radio also saying, what would you do after lockdown's over? Because it's called the Rave Lockdown, playing
A live event?
we were planning to.
Yeah.
So like you're playing a very specific. There's only so many old school dance songs. So I was saying, well, we'll just change it to like dance music from any era, Friday night for people going out, and we were offered another run of it, like, but a limited thing. Yeah. And it was like, well, we're probably doing this as best as we can. Mm-hmm. So if it's not for you, then we'll just go.
Yeah.
Do your own thing.
So we just went.
Do you ever see Cormac McDermott? Did you ever see his live shows he does? Planet Smick.
I remember someone took a shit one on.
Someone took a shit on the floor, yeah. Yeah. There's someone getting a skin fade. Someone's doing a shit on the floor.
I went to one of them once, like.
Did you?
Yeah, about 5 years ago, like. Everyone just like, you just dress up as a Smick. It's probably full on like cultural appropriation, like, but still, like, like he hires like dwarfs and stuff to run about. It's a bit mental, like.
You can't be at that these days.
But I suppose that's just.
I don't think he's done one in a long while, has he?
I've seen a poster for one, so he must be doing a new one.
Oh,
He's
really?
back.
Yeah.
He's back.
Cormac's a guy I see every other year.
I'd love to gig with him. I'm raising I started and he stopped gigging.
Yeah.
I really like Cormac, like.
He was gigging for a good while. You see this? Like, you see people that really go at it, and then just all of a sudden you're like, why are you not doing it anymore? And then there's no real reason. Just like, I don't know. And it's like, you were so. I can't understand if somebody was good.
Yeah. That's why I'm terrified.
Doing it. You were good at this.
That's why I'm terrified of whatever happens to any of us guys. Like, it'll be like.
I'm not doing the podcast today.
I'm really sad if like one of us like stop in the next like 6 months or so. I'd be gutted.
Well, you said recently it's like it's more likely that we won't be doing this in 5 years' time than probably that we will be doing it. Not weird?
Like statistically, it
Stand
is.
up with the podcast.
Stand up.
No.
Well, the podcast.
No, Shane, if you think
Usually
about everybody that starts, and then a lot of people sort of tend to feel
Everyone
like
thinks
I can tell straight away if someone's going to keep doing stand up. You can tell.
Really?
Yeah, you can tell. I usually will be doing stand up. Usually 3 will be doing
I
stand
didn't
up in
say
5
one
years.
was born, but
No, you will.
Okay.
Usually doing stand up.
No, you'd think you would, but statistically, you're just like, there's bound to be a wee chink in the armour there.
Who's like the what's the eye in Lord of the Rings?
Oh, Sauron.
That's me. For local comedy. I've always said it, no one else has.
I can see the flakers from
Says that in your next tour poster. Sauron of the comedy.
He sees everything.
One final thing before we get into the questions and stuff. I want to ask you. I like asking you stuff about your career that's outside stand up.
Yeah,
so we covered the radio show. You've probably covered it today.
Here we go.
Battle of the Bow.
Battle of the Bone, yeah, what do you
You
want
aware of this?
Johnny Bow told me about it.
Yeah.
I've never heard of this.
Have you not heard this?
No.
Call yourself Shane Todd fan?
Never.
You don't like?
No.
Do you not like cinema? No.
No.
All right. Thought you would have heard of it. It was
Educate the man.
2008 Northern Irish independent martial arts zombie movie.
Masterpiece.
And that's
One
your
of-
favourite genre?
So,
You should
I've
know.
never heard of this.
so what happened was in 2008. What age would I have been? 20. A guy fuck off. A guy came into our tech class. I was doing like media production, so like behind the camera type stuff. I've been doing stand up for a couple of years, but I wanted to do like be a cameraman or something like that. And this guy came in. He's like, I'm making a film. We want to get a load of students involved in working on it. You know, it's like assistant camera trainers and all that kind of. What?
Just this guy coming in selling you a pipe dream.
It was.
How much do you want to make it in this business?
The Harvey Weinstein of Belfast, man.
You said it.
In the dressing gown.
You said it.
Come in his bathroom with a deck. Got to be real.
Wait, left your bathroom quickly. What missing panel? Now, so he comes in. He's like, you know, we're looking for students come and work on this, bit of work experience, all that kind of thing. So there's like 6 of us in the class. We're like, yeah, fuck that sounds funny. Making a horror film in Belfast. He's like, we got a 10 grand budget. See, at the time, that was wild. Everyone's like, you what?
Yeah.
You have a 10 grand budget? You get the coppery home, mate. People couldn't believe it. And then he goes, I'm like, you won't need that much. And then
We'll split the rest between us guys. What's left over?
I was like assistant camera or something, doing odds and ends, like. And then the guy making it was the director, right? It was a guy called George Clark. I wouldn't say he was like spreading himself too thin, but he was director, lead actor, producer, writer.
On a 10 grand budget.
Yeah. What else? Best boy, grip, all of it.
We get you a call.
He was doing it all, right? He was doing it all, and one day I think I was like messing about as the cameras were rolling, so I was like in between takes, and I was like chatting to someone, and he went, "Here, you've no acting experience of any kind? Do you what?" He goes, "I can't really." By the way, it's a kung fu film, right? Which required a lot of kung fu, and I know you'd look at me and go, "Well, you would know kung fu,
Yeah, obviously.
but I don't."
Yeah.
But he goes, "Do you want to just be the lead in this now?" And I went,
Which is always a green flag.
Yeah.
You just want to be the lead.
and I said, "Yeah, I'll do that." Because I was actually shit with the camera. Right? I thought I wanted like editing and all this, but I was so bad at it. So I was like, "Yeah, I'll do it." And he then became my stunt double, so he added that to his CV too. Right, that's true. This is true, right?
Does he look anything like you?
Overweight
I
black
had to
guy.
shave my head for it. Like one all over. And we shot it. I think it was like you do like a long weekend for about 8 weeks, and it was in the newspaper. They're making a feature film, independent feature film shot in Belfast. Now, I wasn't suspicious at the time that no one ever directed me at any point. I did not know how to act at all.
Can I say something? After seeing the footage, you can tell you weren't directed.
You get a script. As you were doing the scene. You can get it the day before.
Okay.
You would get a script and it'd be like, we're not doing that anymore. So just those and it was 20 lines and you go, right, and you would do it and it's like dead on. You're like, do you want me to do it again? No, that's dead on. We're gonna they ADR'd the whole thing. 80 minutes.
Fuck.
ADR'd. Plus the director wasn't there for that. So we were in a flat in Finnegy. ADR'ing a thing and none of it matched up. So like the sound was, so there's like a full battle. I'm running through Belfast fighting obviously cross-community zombies. and
Aren't the extras in that, by the way? Nuts.
It's people running for 80 minutes.
There's so much running. You'd
It's
say
on
less
YouTube, it's
running
on
than
YouTube.
London
You can still watch it.
It is spectacular in a way, and I remember seeing it for the first time. The premiered it in the Odyssey cinema, full premiere, and I remember sitting there watching it like
Like
this.
the Odyssey. Like the actual arena.
Oh yeah. I remember sitting there watching it and going, "Thank fuck I do stand up because that I have a way to talk about this."
Yeah.
Because I can't have people come up to me and go, "You're the fucking guy from that." I can
Yeah,
go, I know, come and see my set. I'm doing 20 minutes on it. I can take the piss out of
Fucking
myself and the film, but you need to watch it.
You ever
But
seen The Room?
Like, yeah,
The comedy was sold very similar to that.
There are a lot of similarities in this and that, but I'm really glad, as shit as it was, I had good crack doing it, and I'm glad that I did it. And I didn't act for about 8 years after.
The video you and Dave reacting to it.
Yeah, we did a watch along.
It's fucking class.
And we couldn't even finish it. We were like, "This has been funny, but let's just stop watching this."
Yeah. It's painful.
The fact he didn't direct it was just.
Oh man.
Did you come away thinking like, I fucking nailed that?
Yeah.
Or did you know?
No,
I'm gonna be a star.
I found emails recently where like part of like I love taking the piss, and I love like also like having people and me take the piss out of myself.
Yeah.
And I was doing a bonus podcast, just myself, and went through I've had the same email address since I was like 18, so I went through the oldest emails I ever sent, and it was around time of Battle of the Bone, and I was trying to drum up some like self-promotion. right, for like newspapers and all that. And
Hustle and bustle.
I emailed the County Down Spectator's entertainment section
Yeah.
and said, I verbatim read the email out, but it was something like, my name's Shane Todd, I'm just about to act in, I'm sure you've heard of Battle of the Bone. I said, and the lead in this, not bad for a kid from Hollywood, eh?
Fuck off.
Just a small kid from the streets of Hollywood.
I made him do an interview on me.
Fuck.
And they came into my dad's house and I sat on a wall out the back and held my legs and I'm like this.
Like David Brandt.
Yeah. I'm sitting like this being like, oh well, I don't know what doors this
You're a candid man.
The only door open for me was the door into the call centre. That's it. I didn't act for like, I was terrified to act for like 8 years because I thought I was, now I'm really bad in, we're all bad in this, right? But you couldn't have been good in it. Yeah. So I thought, straight after it, when I saw it, I was like, oh, I can't act ever. So it took me years and years to go, actually, maybe I'll do a wee bit. And now I'm like, oh, I actually love doing this. I shouldn't have been put off.
It's like doing a bad gig where like no one could have killed it.
Right.
No one could have done good.
And what's it like to do that?
That experience. How long have we got left?
Fuck.
Guys, go into questions?
Yeah.
Because we've got a load of questions.
I want to ask you stuff as well about just being stand-ups now, like being relatively not new, but relatively new to stand-up at this time and coming in, because I've been doing stand-up for 15 years, 16 years, and I just wondered, like, do you think this is like the stand-up scene unreal, or what do you think?
It used to be like fucking, you'd maybe do a gig a month. You'd go to the pub with like 4 people there.
Yeah.
That sometimes like as well, it was a rougher crowd as well, and now the scene is like buzzing.
Yeah, we're well aware we've came in that it's
The
like,
golden age, like.
the golden age. Like, you're not in the trenches as such trying to establish a scene. It's already
Well, he is when he goes to sleep. But then there's loads more to counteract that. There's loads more stand-ups now though.
Yeah.
There wasn't like there was no gigs when I started, but there wasn't that many people doing stand-up.
So someone posts in that no Irish comedians thing, hi, I'm looking to run a gig, and it's like fucking vultures, everyone's jumping in.
Yeah.
I'm up for
I
it,
love
I'm up
that
for it,
though.
I'm up for it. Yeah.
It's kind of like, for anyone that doesn't understand like the analogy, it's like, do you ever see someone drop like a piece of bread in city centre and the seagulls all swarm around it? That's what like someone posting, does anyone want to do a wee comedy gig night? That's what it's like on Facebook.
One that as soon as the guy met, like said, I'm looking to run a gig, I messaged him personally and sent him a set and was like, oh, put me on.
But that's what I like about you three guys. I'm not just saying this, and that's part of the reason why I've driven here. Really inconvenient location for me. Is that you're doing all the gigs, like any gig, like I see people that start stand up are quite new and they're like, oh no, you just stick to like the best gigs or gigs that are going to be brilliant. But see, driving to every hole in the hedge, doing 5 minutes here, there.
Limerick.
Yeah,
Limerick. Canny this week, where the 3 of us are going.
But that's why earlier when you're like statistically one of us, you will be doing stand up in 5 years because you obviously love doing stand up.
You love it enough to go to these shitty places. Like,
and you're asking for gigs. I hate that of like, I see someone who haven't been doing stand up in ages. I'm like, why are you not gigging? Oh, no one's asked me to do it. People don't ask.
Yeah, you need to go out there and actually.
That's one thing I said to you and I said to Will Ray as well. Be politely annoying.
Every
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Don't message someone every single day. Drop someone a message like shoot your shot.
But melt the hell. Every day.
Comedy Northwest every week.
What's a crack out gig girl?
Yeah, but there's no such thing as like because promoters aren't full-time promoters here, obviously, right?
Yeah.
So no promoter is actively like, right, let's see who can. No, it's you have to message everybody.
Also bluff it.
I've tried to put on a few gigs to give us stage time and stuff. Some of them disastrous, like some of them going well.
Yeah.
But then like sometimes other people pop up and speak. Not that they're not polite, but they're just like, what else have you got for me? And I'm like, there's nothing to ask.
Do you know what it is? And I hope this doesn't come across wrong. Like, people complain to me like, there's no gigs in the open mic scene, so tough. It's like, put on your own. Like, you've made one to be like, I can't get a gig. Fucking just throw one on. That's what you have to do.
Die for 3 points.
Every gig we go to for that's like, you gotta die for this.
What's the worst one you put on?
Probably. The first Love and Death.
Love and Death, extra death.
Ian Thompson described it as just death.
All death, no love. Yeah,
So it was all like park benches,
right?
There were picnic benches with the tables, and then as soon as we went in there, like you just kind of knew you were getting stuck to the floor because they hadn't cleaned it from the night before.
Did have a sticky stage.
Yeah. And,
okay.
I invited all these people from my work, and they all came and just sat there like stone face, and I was kind of like, I have to see these guys tomorrow morning.
You do that thing. You do like I think I did 10 minutes, and then you'd go to walk off, and you just like it all go quiet, and you're just squelch.
Yeah.
And there was this one woman in particular that always drove me to work, and like we're good chums, like. But then I was doing a bit of a porn and watching porn, and I could just see her sort of head look like if his mother knew what he was saying and all, and I was like,
I think when she was cracking up that you watch porn, I was like, what a weird reason to drive someone to work, thinking like, I'll drive him to work because I presume he doesn't watch porn.
he's got a clean slate, this guy. Yeah, that was the second Yo magazine one where the mic didn't work and Sean McAleavey was headlining. So
How many people, roughly, what size of audience?
we got 36.
Throw the mic away.
Yeah.
Just
Don't
go-
use the mic. Yep.
Yeah, just shout. Be like, you know, we done that in East Louth and I felt like Ian Paisley.
Which is in a church.
I did that on a tour show about 2 months ago.
Yeah, just
East Laughs?
No. God, no. Darling, no. I actually haven't done that gig, but I will do that gig at some point. Because I love doing every gig. But it was in Woodlawn in the Bronx,
yeah.
and the sound was terrible.
Okay.
Right, okay.
And there was
Did you make a
200
trip out of
people. No, it was Chicago.
that? Right, okay.
This was bad for the sport acts. That mic just popped twice.
Yeah.
This just was cutting in and out.
Right, okay.
And I'm in a downstairs room with the audio feed coming in.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck's sake. And I first sentence cracked, and I just put the mic away. Now about 2 minutes later, someone brought a new mic, and it was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
But like, there's nothing more annoying as an audience member than a mic that works a wee bit, but not all the time.
yeah.
I prefer to have no mic and just project your voice.
Fucking going
We
out
should have done, yeah.
Yeah.
It was just feedback everywhere, and then obviously Sean Haggerty does the keyboard and stuff.
Yeah.
And he asked the woman, he's like, do you have a wee wire here? And she looked at him like he just slagged her mask. I was like, what? What do you ask me that for?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Alright, sorry.
Why did he ask me a tech issue about
Yeah.
venue?
See, I could never have stuff that required tech, because
No.
that stand up is already obviously
That
pressure.
terrifies me.
Yeah.
But the idea that fucks up.
Yeah, and he arrived later on, so he set up at the break. And then, like, I had my hair done that night looking sweet, and by the time the break was over, I was just sweaty.
Right.
What's going on here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think with tech, like, if a gig goes bad and it's on your material, that's on you.
Yeah.
But if you're going up there with instruments and like tech and stuff, it's like you're putting faith in something you don't have
Yeah.
full control over, and that would scare the fuck out of me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wouldn't like it.
I'm curious, Shane, have you ever, I know you've run like obviously your own nights and stuff, have you ever tried to run a comedy club?
That was actually one of the questions we got.
Yeah.
You did the Hollywood one, wasn't it? No? Or Bank? Was it somewhere out there you tried to start one?
Over the years, I've done a few. None of it's been successful, really. I was probably doing it for the same reason as you were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Just to then get on myself. The first thing I ever organised was I did a night in the PAV about 13 years ago for first time acts. So it's just a regular PAV night, but we decided, because you know people who are doing Pavilion will be doing their first gig.
Yeah.
But let's get all people who've never done a first gig before, and I'll MC it because I'm a relatively new act. I could not MC, so they were doing their first gig with other friends and family, and the guy whose job it is to set it up
No one
was
fall
not setting
back
it up.
Yeah.
I was doing a terrible job, so they were already nervous, and they're more nervous when the guy
Nobody's
MC
any
it's
authority in the room.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
What do you do? Yeah, I work in a bank. I'm like, oh, thank you. Move on. Halfway through it, George Quinn we swapped. He became the MC. Yeah.
He got subbed off.
Yeah.
It's like, is this your number comes
And like you know, sometimes when a player gets subbed off, he's like, "Fuck's sake!" and all, and he's, you know, a player just pulls his hand up and goes, shakes the manager's hand. Good call. It was like that. I ran a night in the Frisky Bear, which is a bar in Hollywood.
That sounds like a made up place in the cathedral corner.
Yeah. And it was just a small bar in Hollywood. A couple of guys took it over. They were like, "Yeah, you do a wee bit of stand up.
Yeah.
What do you want to do?" This is probably like again about 13 years ago.
Yeah.
And I said, I just was doing a TV show with Colin Geddes. I'd just met Colin, and Barry the Blender was like it was the thing. It was blowing up. So I was like, Colin, this guy asked me to do a comedy night. Would you do like a Barry the Blender live? And he was like, yeah, because he did. We didn't know what that would be like. So he was like, yeah, okay. And him and Dan, who was in it too, came down. It was me. I wasn't even on. I was like, I'll just organise it. Sean Haggerty, Mickey, and somebody else. And if you had about 40 people in there, it would have been dead on. Yeah. But they ran it like a personal appearance night. So 270 people were there. Jesus Christ. There was just standing. Everyone was just standing. You couldn't see where the stage was. It was a fucking disaster. And here's where it went wrong too. There was like 200 odd people there. What do you want to do with money? What do you want to charge people in? I was like, I don't know, £2. And he goes, are you keeping all that? And I went, nah, we take a pound, you take a pound. And everybody took it. It was the complete disaster. And I tried to do a second comedy night after that, but I'm not really good at organising. I was involved a wee bit when Limelight Comedy Club was running for a bit,
Right, okay, yeah.
but more just as like, here's who you should book kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, not
Because it's interesting. It seems to be at the minute that's kind of the way you kind of have to get gigs. Joe, like you sort of, if you run a club and give someone a spot, you'll get on there. There's quite a lot of politics.
I have tried to,
and politics towards it. Like,
remember that disastrous gig I gave you?
Yeah.
Make it on your well-run gig.
Yeah, I think there's more just like if you quickly have a reputation as like he's good and not a dick.
oh yeah. Well,
But
obviously,
get
people,
more
people
gigs in.
see through you if you're purposely putting on shit. Everyone knows you're genuine.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
a
That's
genuine attempt, and it's trial and error.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Guys, get the questions here. I've got one from Cahir, which I don't really understand. Hopefully, you can shed more light on it.
It's an Irish name.
Any word of the Goldstein movie with Mickey Bartlett coming out soon? Hashtag puddle jumper.
Oh yeah. So when Mickey was on my podcast, there was like we became two showbiz agent brothers with thick
Right.
New York accents. I don't know where it came from, how it started, but
Was this all I'm gonna take it to the top?
Yeah.
No, that's
Yeah.
it. Right. Okay.
so I was like, we should make something of this and do a thing. So we will. And we have an idea for it, which I
A
can
wee
be very
sketch or
funny.
something?
Yeah, sketch. Also, when Ciaran Bartlett came on, and it was me, him, and William, and Ciaran was doing what we would call the deep South American lawyer sketch.
Yeah.
I do declare.
Yeah.
We're gonna do a sketch of that as well.
Right.
There's so
With
much stuff I
Ciaran
just
doing the
need to
voice?
get round to filming. What is it?
With Kieran.
Yeah, with Ciaran and William. Yeah. Williams is
We have it now.
Williams' assistant Clifford, who has a want about him.
We got asked as well from Rob, flatmate in his room, asked.
Just get him
just bring him down.
Should bring him in.
I'd be like, no, should we leave?
What's that question? He asked, what could the Belfast scene learn from the New York scene?
No, get him. I won't answer it unless you get him.
We'll bring him in.
Yeah, I won't answer it unless you
It
get
was
him.
all a lie. There was no Rob.
the road doesn't
No,
exist.
Do you not want to get him? Oh, okay, I'll just answer it.
I think he's a very over guy.
Alright.
So what Sheffield?
So what does he want? Obviously he's awkward and likes Phoenix Nights.
He only speaks in Peter Kay
One of us will bring him out and he can do a couple of Phoenix nights.
So what the differences between?
What could the Belfast scene learn, or the Northern Ireland scene learn from New York?
Just personal preference.
Yeah, yeah.
I like the style of the setup of the comedy a bit more with no strict MC.
Yeah.
Sort of introduce the next act and hands
Yeah,
over.
it's past the
Oh, okay, yeah.
I like that. Some of the nights do have an MC, but once they do their set at the start, everyone basically does 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then the MC does the first 10 minutes, and then it's literally just like he'll say the name of the next act.
Do you know who I've seen do that?
I like
McCartney does that in his Pat's Bar
His-
from Anna.
Yep.
He's the first person I've seen do
But does
that
that
here.
not,
It's
does
way
that not
better.
roll into people doing well?
Well,
Because normally will an MC not come on and do a wee bit to lift the crowd a wee bit?
It depends. I like it when you can. The best thing is when you just judge it on what it needs.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if I MC and I do 10 minutes at the start and it's Lavery's and it's pumping and I bring you on and you kill and then he's going on next, the worst thing I can do is do 5 or 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah, just roll them on. Yeah,
Yeah.
keep going. Like, keep the
Strict
momentum.
rule.
Yeah.
But if I go on and it's a good night and you die,
Probably.
then I would do enough time. And like the worst, do you know what, it doesn't have it as much anymore, but times are really good now.
Yeah.
There's just a thing that's just naturally happening where people understand less is a bit more, and it
It used
shouldn't
to go
be.
over.
Yeah, but not even over. They would just get. It used to be. I'll do as long as you want, but everyone was told that. So comedy nights used to run till like 12.
Fucking hell.
It was mental.
And what's bad about comedians is you're narcissistic and you want that ego, but you never know when to get off.
Exactly.
Go on a big laugh.
But
Yeah.
Oh, I can go again, and then you're down to a
Got
6
one
out
more
of 10 joke.
The one thing that always happened was you would be waiting to go on, and the crowd were up for it, and then they would dip,
Yeah.
and then they get up for it. So you're waiting to go on. The MC comes on, and he's building them up, and he's building them up, and he gets them to the perfect thing, and he's got the mic in the mic stand. He puts a mic in the mic stand. He's like, oh, and they love it, and then he goes,
About 6 and 8.
mic's back out of the mic stand. I'm like, put it back in and bring me
We're all
up.
definitely
Yeah.
thinking about some of the
I
same people.
hate that.
Yeah.
Who's what? Oh, okay.
It happened
No
at,
names.
when I was in Coven, the MD, it was Ross MCing, and I was so ready to get on. No, he was a good MC, but I was like so pumped to go on, and he said some girl's name out, and I went, oh, come on stage, because I had it in my head, this is me next. And I realised, fuck.
Oh dear.
That's definitely happened to everyone where you think you're going to go on and then they say something else and you're like, walk of shame back.
You were saying about in America, I don't know, open spot in Vegas went over for my uncle's wedding, and they put like a massive digital clock on the wall behind, and like it's huge. It's size that TV, it's not that big, but And
It's a 7-inch TV.
you're just looking at this fucking massive digital
Yeah,
clock
yeah,
counting down
yeah.
your
I like that though.
Yeah.
I hate people going over. Hate it.
As soon as it was as soon as I done my 3 minutes, just going burn, and he buzzed off. And,
And they do have a thing of like, if you have a high profile, you can run the light. But I don't know why those guys do run the light.
Yeah.
You know, like Chappelle drops into whatever.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, he did 4 hours.
Yeah.
Like you're the
Yeah.
guy after him. Gotta.
There's like 3 laughs and
Gotta
it's
go
just
home.
testing out material.
But yeah, that I do like. Not to that extent. Not if it's putting you off.
Yeah.
But I do like a clock. I don't know why there's not more of a light enforced. Like
Yeah.
get the
Yeah.
fuck off.
I don't understand how people need a clock. I can feel 10, 15, 20 minutes
Really?
and see easily.
I've
Like within
watched.
about 30 seconds to a minute, no ball without a watch.
Friday, I definitely went over and noticed it as well, and I was like, I think it's the first time in a while I've been flashed twice, and I went around taking the piss here
Yeah.
and get off.
But
I
they-
like it. It's like, it's just professionalism. It's like you just get on. You're like, say places will do like, say 15 minutes. Flash me at 14, so I know to wrap this shit up.
Yeah.
And then you get off. And you're like, oh, I feel good about that. It was a real professional job tonight.
Yeah.
But do you keep your delivery, your words the same?
Pretty much.
Well, then that's how you know you're doing. it.
Yeah, I know it's rehearsed.
Right,
like,
right.
Give or take 20 seconds, 30 seconds for a bit of crowd stuff, but like I'll know
Yeah, yeah.
beat for beat within about a minute.
Where did you do your open spot in Vegas?
Fuck, what are you called?
Because I did one and died on my fucking hole.
Maybe 1 or 2.
I done one, and then I was offered another one in the back of a Thai restaurant, and I was like, I was going to do it, but it was my uncle's rehearsal dinner, and my man and dad
Was the guy who made Battle of the Bone?
I was trying to like do like all like smooth to my man and dad, like the first one was so nice, I'm going to have to do it twice. And I'm like, no, you're staying at this dinner, like.
Right, right.
But they'd all photo, let's get the name of it here, there's a photo of it, and
I died bad because
I said Vegas by hectic.
I asked for the spot at the last. I was on honeymoon and asked for the spot at the last minute. I was like, I'm in town. It was the Comedy Cellar, and I was like, oh, it's going to be.
Right,
It's,
okay.
I've heard,
Yeah.
it's the legendary Comedy Cellar, but the legendary Comedy Cellar is in New York.
Yeah.
This is owned by the same people, and it's an exact replica of the New York one.
Wise Guys, it was called.
Oh, Wise Guys Good Club.
Yeah, it was nice.
Um,
They gave me free nachos after, and it was the most luminous yellow radioactive cheese, and I'm just.
I've also seen the way they have their comedy club cheese.
Yeah.
Stinking. I went on and should have just done my set, but at the start decided to do a bit of improvised banter about I'm on honeymoon here. My wife thinks I'm at the ice machine. Don't say anything. When I said I'm on honeymoon, you could tell they, for some reason, just did not believe me. They're like, why is this guy making up that he's on honeymoon?
You just lose all sort
Yeah,
of like.
I never got them back. It was one of the worst sets of my life.
Yeah.
And I did the early show, and the legendary booker of the New York club was there and gave me the spot. And I went up to her after my set and was going to go here. I was like, that's not a representation of my set. Can I jump? I was just doing a 5-minute unpaid spot. I was like, could I do the late show too and do my proper set? And I went up to her and went, hi, that's it. And she went,
Oh.
hand up.
Oh fuck. At least when you have a bad one here, people go, ah, well, you know, kept the head above water.
Yeah.
Do you know what I want to say? Luke McGibbon doing that to people. No.
I had a question as well about you over lockdown. You had quite a few of the New York comics on.
Yeah.
And stuff like Norman, Joe List and all. Is there any particular one you enjoy the most out of those? Or
I think Joe List's specials on YouTube,
yeah,
there's like 2 up there, maybe 3,
Right.
are
Yeah.
the best out there at the minute.
So many good specials on YouTube.
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
just throwing them up for free.
Yep.
That's definitely the way, I think.
Yeah.
The YouTube specials, eyeballs, like.
Well, I have one that is just about to be finished being edited. So I got this such a stupid move. I film everything, right? I'm like Prince. I have a vault of stuff that's filmed that
Everything?
I have no use for. Everything.
Everything?
Everything.
Okay.
So I don't know. So I always film, like if I'm doing a big show, sometimes then I'll film the big show and then I'll film a small show as well.
Yeah.
Of the same material, and I'll see which one I like. So when I did the first run of Opera House shows earlier this year, but like I've just finished that show. I call it the last show. I got the first 5 filmed. So we're talking 5 cameras,
Right, okay.
Yeah.
like top end, film the whole thing, wearing the same outfit every night. I'm like, I'm gonna make a special
Yeah.
live at the Opera House. Then when I was going to America about a month after that, I was like, well, I'm either going to bring an opener or a videographer. So I was going to bring Willie T, and then he got the Louis CK gig. So he's like, it's my favorite comedian. I wanna do that. So I brought a videographer last minute, and we shot all those shows. in all like different scale, different size venues, different cities.
That's class.
Plus, all the clubs there have multiple cameras, 4K
Yeah.
setup, and at the end of the night, you bring a hard drive. They just give you your set, and it's
Yeah.
like a special.
Uh-huh.
So, but we already had 3 cameras, so I was like, well, I'm just gonna put out then a special of the America shows,
Right, okay.
Yeah.
all like lift different bits from each,
Yeah.
but it's the same hour. So the Opera House stuff's useless now.
Then, oh,
Really, yeah?
Jesus.
It's not banned though. I'll put it on Patreon as like just a thing, but
Yeah.
you'll have seen the material before if you watch this one.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna put out the America stuff as like the special, and I probably will just put it on YouTube.
Adam Sandler has a class special on Netflix,
It's great.
and it's all different bits.
Chris Rock did a
Big shows, small
First.
shows, and it's all the things.
Chris Rock did a world tour.
Did it?
It was like London, Johannesburg, and LA maybe, and he cut between the 3 shows.
That's class.
So I've seen it done before,
Yeah.
and I just think it's that's a great way to keep you in a world where like people lose attention really quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good way to be like, oh, and then I think you kind of, if it makes sense, and don't take us wrong, you'll know how you would imagine in the Opera House, my home city, to my crowd, you imagine I'm going to do a good show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas I think if you're watching the American one, you're also going, let's see how this went.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How did it go for him
Yeah,
there?
yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it'd be good.
Adam Rowe, he has a class idea for his special. He filmed his first show on the tour and the last show on
Yeah,
the tour and a documentary. Document the time to show the show. This is how an hour
Started,
start
yeah, yeah.
and how it finishes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love
the
all
journey in
stuff.
between. But here, a few questions to get through here. Courtney Watson, this is a bit of a weird one. Would you rather have a slow and prolonged death with minimum pain, so all your friends and family could make their peace with you, or would you rather take a heart attack on the 18th hole in the golf course and die there and then?
I'll go for the second one because I don't play golf anymore, so that won't happen. No, that just won't happen then.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do another one? Question wise?
Yeah.
I look like I'd be on real golf, but I'm not.
One was for my brother was whenever you went full time, were you ever sort of like was it a massive leap, and did you ever have to like tighten the belt or whatever, as I say, or like were you
Oh
worried
fuck
about
yeah,
it?
yeah. I think about 6 months into saying I'm going full time, I asked for my job back. In fact, I didn't just ask for my job back. I asked for the first job I ever had back. So I went full time and
You're
probably.
that guy. Any chance about it?
Time for Palm Bone 2, more bone. No, so when I was like 15, I used to work in Yacht Club in Hollywood in the restaurant dishwasher. So in my mid 20s, after about 6 months of being full time with stand up,
Yeah.
I phoned them, was like, here, could I come back and have like casual agreement where like if I've got a gig I can not do the shift sort of thing.
Yeah.
And they were like, we're full up. So I was like, fucked. I was like, ah shit. And then just I can't remember what it was, but I got like 1 gig or 1 wee TV thing with enough money to like get me through to maybe the next month.
Yeah.
And then it just went from there. But it was like, no, there was no guarantee at all.
Yeah.
And I also, despite like my parents and having an unbelievable voice, I don't come from money at all. Like
Right.
like there's no safety net of like mum and dad don't have money or anything like that.
Yeah.
From like I grew up in a very modest house, like, so I just had I think that helped because I like had to make it work.
Yeah. That's
But also, yeah, like when I was doing stand up and full time at it, I remember having to get to a gig. I remember taking a load of like shrapnel and taking it to those like machines in Tesco's
Yes.
that will like give you
Take
like
10% off, you know?
yeah, that kind of thing.
Fucking
Just to put petrol in the car
Yeah.
to get
That's
to the
fucking
gig.
mad.
Oh, 1000%.
I
Yeah.
love hearing stories like that.
This is still at a time where the money, Joe, was quite like talking money in the comedy scene is fucking weird anyway. Like I'm
Yeah.
choking up even bringing it up, but like it was even worse back then.
Went through phases where like I feel like when I started, although I wasn't getting paid, or if I was like the support slot or something like that. There was a lot of money before like the recession. I was doing stand-up. Don't forget, like
great, yeah.
2006. Was that right?
was your
16
first
years
mate.
ago.
Yeah, it was your first gig Black Box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2006.
Black
What age
Box
was I in
Treatment?
2006?
You was like an 8.
8. Yeah.
Yeah.
8 years old. That's fucking mad.
There was a lot of money floating about there. A lot of bars being open.
Yeah.
We're all having a big launch
the
night, so
boom,
they
like,
fire
yeah.
a lot of money at it.
Celtic Tiger, all that shit. Everyone had all these grand plans. Just like
The what?
Celtic Tiger.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like just thought,
Yeah, yeah.
let's do a big event.
And you were going down to Dublin. 4 of us would get in a car and go down to Dublin.
You're charging 2 people £2. But only will happen.
So like yeah, there was a long time where I was like, this may be a bad move. Like.
Yeah, because like even you were saying about money and stuff as well. Like there's sometimes where like I remember like we've gone to gigs and then it just pays for your petrol.
Yeah.
But then people still have a thing of, oh, I need to get paid for every gig I do. You're in totally the wrong game if you need to get paid for every gig you do. You need to see the value in, like, if I have a new bit that I think of over the weekend, then like I need to make sure I can go to PAV that Monday and drive down. Can I have a quick spot? Yeah.
100%. We're ready for a wee voice note question from Talal.
Have you ever met Talal?
He does stand up.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've been told he's really good, and I'm not seen him gig yet, but I would like to. I was thinking about that guy a couple of days ago. He must have liked something or a song on something on social media, and I was like, I haven't heard from him in a while.
King of the Moy.
He's the king of the Moy. He's the king of podcast questions, so he better not let us down here.
Does he drive?
Yes.
Why is he not gigging more around Belfast?
He's got a young family. He's got 2 young kids.
Okay.
But he is looking to gig more. But you should see him come on the Moy. Like,
I've heard he's very good.
they're chanting his name like coming on. Like, it's like heroes welcome. It's nuts. Here we go. Bit of Talal.
Question for the podcast. What did you want to be when you were wee lads, and what do you want to be when you grew up? Obviously before you wanted to be comedians. Like, what regular job did you want to do? And question for Shane is, what's the best advice he can give to an up and coming comedian?
Lovely Talal.
Want to be a footballer, definitely.
Yeah.
Up until I broke my leg
Have you
about
accepted
9
it yet?
months ago. When I retired, I was like, alright, I'm not going to be a professional footballer. I gave up on that dream.
Never know.
But I want to do that.
What about advice for?
Here's the thing. I don't like to be someone who's always like giving advice on stand up, because you see that quite a bit, and it's like, I could say, you need to do this thing, but that might have worked for me and it won't work for somebody else or whatever.
I think it's probably just try everything. Keep doing what we're doing, plugging away, try and gig.
Ask for gigs.
Yeah.
Don't be a dick. And always try new stuff. Not every gig, and don't abandon the old material. But if you're driving the gigs all the time and you're doing loads of stand up and it's the same set and you're going back and you've done the same set again, and you're not learning anything. Then you're just
definitely improved on the past wee while.
Right.
It's like stepping away from that 15-20 minutes that I feel like's in the bank. Like, you can do half decent, alright open spot stand up now. Try to do new material every time now.
There's nothing sweeter than when you do a new bit that you've wrote and it lands.
and it works. Yeah.
You're quite good for it. You do quite a lot of new material. You like trying stuff out.
Yeah, I love it. We were driving to Chicken Box and our comedians said try and write half an hour every day. So I was like, right, I'll get that.
Trying to write for half an hour every day.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant write a half hour set. Who the fuck is Jerry Seinfeld driving up the chicken box views?
What's the deal with Glen Shane Pass?
One thing I would say, a bit of advice that was given to me that I always remembered was when I was about a year or two into stand up, I was supporting Daniel Sloss, Cathedral Quarter Arts Festival, which was weird because I was like 19, he was 17 or something. His 2 kids doing stand up, and even though I was a couple of years older than him, I think, or maybe a year older, he at that point even was still way more experienced. He might have been, I think he was about 17, and I did my set, and it was maybe the biggest crowd I played to it. I was in the big room, black box, maybe 200 people, and I did a set, went okay, and I was chatting to him after, and I was like, here, because I even still, like, if I'm gigging with the right person, I will always ask them, or like someone who's I've known for a long time, I will always go like, here, would you like, not what do you think, I don't want to know if you loved it, I just want to know, here, see that bit, what do you think? But I love getting into a conversation about material. So backstage, because I knew Daniel Sloss was like blowing up and stuff, I was like, is there anything you noticed about my set or whatever that you think I could improve on? And he's like, take your time getting to the mic. He's like, you basically ran up to the stage, took the mic out and started talking.
Breath almost.
He's like, that makes the audience like not uncomfortable, but they're not at ease.
This guy is assured of himself.
He's like, take the mic out of the stand, put the stand to one side and then talk. And I started to implement that, and that
You understand?
because I used to go like.
That's funny.
million miles
I
an hour.
mean, I used to sprint to the mic when I first started. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, like, do like as if your man giving you goodies and Jetty. Like,
Yeah,
sprint
yeah,
up and down. Like, I
Yeah.
talk off to that mic.
We like
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I was told before there was like, don't let the applause stop. You know, get on, keep the
Yeah.
noise going, and then you kick off. But then now, yeah, definitely realize take your time, set it up. I'm in control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and go from there.
Because I used to speak so fast. I used to run on and grab the mic and feel the need to talk straight away. And even in between bits, I wouldn't like. If I got a laugh, I was like, oh, okay, I need to stop, get the next joke
Yeah.
started. And someone at the Empire once was like, I can't remember who it was, said, don't be afraid of the gaps.
Yeah, I remember the first time. Probably all remember the first time we actually relaxed on stage and you actually like let people laugh.
Mm-hmm.
You were like, I'm gonna wait. I love that feeling. I remember
Yeah.
the first
Whatever.
feeling. Like,
It was the first time I was able to just sit back and it's actually quite nice.
yeah.
The first time I did, the first night that I did SSE, people kept saying there's a wave of sound.
Yeah.
Like there is in all bigger venues. So boiler room, you tell a joke, you get a straight back if it's a laugh.
Yeah.
But in there, Ulster Hall has it to an extent. All those kind of venues, Waterfront actually doesn't because of the acoustics, so it's set up, comes straight back. But SSE, people like it'll ripple and
Yeah.
bounce back to you. And I remember one of my first jokes.
I have a feeling I know where this is going.
I got up there, delivered the punchline, and was like,
Just waiting for it there.
it's coming. And it didn't. so straight away I was like, right, don't wait too long on it,
Yeah.
you know.
There's,
So you can have the gaps, but don't like, you
there's
know.
a happy middle ground, isn't there?
yeah.
How many more questions I have because I'm conscious of time here as well.
Yes.
Oh, you're alright.
Okay.
Declan Milligan asks, is there ever actually going to be a charity box match, or are they just going to keep talking about it? I thought that was a bit of a salty, bit of a sassy wording of a question.
Who asked that?
Declan Milligan.
I'll fight him. I don't know.
Wasn't it? All
So
talk.
a date I can't say too much at this point.
Okay.
There's a
Give us an
date.
exclusive, Shane. We need something here.
There's a date went into the diary last night.
Oh,
Oh,
Right.
Okay. Talks are underway. Eddie Hearn is not involved in any way.
Right.
But it's gonna happen.
Can I give you a bit of advice?
Yeah.
Charge people more than £2.
No, it's £3. We keep 2. They keep 1. But would you fight each other? Last year?
yeah.
Nick Sean.
Yeah.
I think we'd all fight each
Oh,
other.
yeah.
A freeway fight.
I've seen them
Would
on
you
the-
fight?
Yeah.
Who would you fight? You need to have somebody in mind.
Dan Matthews for telling me off that time for going over time. It's like odds match.
I'd be a quick fight.
Yeah.
You won't go overtime, or
You went under by
But as I say, like it's all hypothetical. But I think, I think you two would be a good fight just because you do the podcast
Who, me and
together.
Pete?
yeah.
Yeah, and then I think
I
what
like
you
that.
could do on the pod is you ever seen the gloves are off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kieran in the middle.
You and a wee back to front, you and a wee chair in between
Nah,
them.
that's a good
And
shout.
they're
You
sitting
know what
like
we need
this.
to do? We need to fall out. We need to have like a big, massive, like
Yeah,
the podcast
yeah.
off for a couple of weeks leading up to the
Need to
fight.
get a narrative going.
Yeah.
Just be on. Sean, do your impression of Pete that you do for me. Do it.
Naughty crust.
He called your material hack.
He's accurate. No,
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
this is a very common question, and it's very on Shane Todd brand.
Butterfly chicken, medium, peri chips, slice of pineapple.
Right? No, I'm
Didn't know they did that on the menu now.
Oh, I
don't.
don't do pineapple.
They don't.
Oh, do they not?
They do, but if you're with me, they do. I'll bring my own sliced pineapple. I'm recently bit of broccoli.
Right.
The broccoli has a wee bit of garlic on. It's lovely. And also, I'll get 2 medium thighs
Yeah.
that I may or may not eat. They're there. If they get eaten, they get eaten.
God.
If not, sometimes fancy them, sometimes I don't.
That's very straight down the middle.
Yeah.
Nando's order. I don't think many people would.
The pineapple.
I'd go a bit of pineapple, yeah.
Yeah, but with the average Joe.
You seen what
I like
pineapple on
butterfly
pizza causes
chicken.
pineapple on a Nando's? This could be the new fucking.
yeah.
This could wreck a nation. Like,
Probably the worst debate
Nation
ever.
building.
Pineapple go on pizza.
Yeah,
Shut up.
I know.
Yeah, it is.
Who
Isn't
gives
it?
a fuck?
We're not getting into them.
we're not getting into it,
Yeah.
but you do you, boo. You
Also, the questions today, obviously, with having you on, the volume of questions.
A lot
Some
of
of the
Significantly-
quality of the questions we got this week.
Can my daughter come around and take a selfie? No.
Would you rather fight 100
Mate.
duck-sized horses
Yeah.
or a horse?
A genuine question: has he ever sniffed a farmer's elbow? I was
Yeah.
like, "Fuck off! What does that mean?"
Yes.
Obviously. But asking the obvious.
When he fed a bear was one on cocaine or something.
He fights David or anything again.
Oh. No.
Asked, just what is a film that people say, I forget who it's from, it's a Christmas film, but you would disagree isn't?
What is the quintessential film for that? Or
Yeah, like so people always say Die Hard's a
Die
Christmas
Hard
film.
one. Frozen's another one.
Yeah.
Some people say it's a Christmas movie, but I would argue it's not.
What?
Frozen's not a Christmas movie.
I know, but the snowman.
It's only snow.
I don't know. I don't get into all that.
Yeah.
Like they say the pineapple on pizza debate, the Die Hard debate.
Yeah.
Like I've 2 kids. Like
Do you have a Christmas movie? What's your favourite Christmas movie?
trying to live my life. I'm paying a mortgage. You know what I mean? Like,
Can't be bogged down
is
to
it
these
a dressing
questions.
gown or a house coat? Belfast Live. I'll get into that one, but
you did
people
do
on Belfast
your
Live
podcast.
comments going nuts. It is Kirby too.
If
Like.
you can clip it like you did.
It is Kirby.
Yeah.
So did you ever answer that question? Ask that question? Send better questions. next
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, ways up.
Yeah.
Top 3 career highlights to date. That's from Sarah.
Ooh.
See some of the stuff that you wouldn't on paper look at and go, oh, that's unreal. I'm like, oh, I can't believe like the Banger tour.
It was class, mate.
It's brilliant just because it was something different. Some of it you shouldn't fuck it up, like doing like Opera House, whatever.
Yeah.
If it's sold, going there and it's sold out and the venue's unreal and the support actually, I shouldn't fuck that up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when it works, I'm buzzing, but like it should have worked. Some stuff like that, or the so they
timing
American.
into that Banger thing was nuts. Like
The what?
The timing of it.
Yeah, like 12 minutes in between every show, and it was great. And I also had I threw in like a bit that I just said made up on the spot. It was just like a wee line within a bit,
Yeah.
and I did it the first one. I was like, oh, and that made me laugh a wee bit. Then the next one, then the next one. So by the end, that became its own wee bit.
That's class.
Yeah.
So
That's
I
good,
was
yeah.
so giddy to like do
That's
that.
good.
So that Banger tour, doing the States for the first time was definitely class. And
Paddle
Paddle of the Bone. I think.
The interview with the dance back there.
Do you know what? Doing Mandela for the first time, Mandela Hall,
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the old one?
Yeah.
Or the new
The
one?
old.
The old one, yeah. The first ever gig.
was because it was first solo show I did was Black Box Green Room,
Yeah.
and then the next year I did Mandela Hall, and everybody thought I was absolutely mental. Like good mates that do
That
stand
Lonely
up.
Child?
No,
Is
that
that
was called Sick. It was about having Crohn's.
Oh.
That Lonely Child show was then the year after I did Ulster Hall.
Sorry, Sick, but it's on YouTube, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, I remember watching that.
So it was just a time where like stand up was starting to
Creep up a wee
creep
bit.
up a wee bit, and then it was like no one had really like done out of my mates, like none of my age, no one had done that.
Yeah.
And every like being dead on to me, people were like, are you sure? And I wasn't. And
Yeah.
like I remember really having to promo that,
That's what it's
push
all
it.
about, isn't it? Biting off more you can chew.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
trying to actually.
yeah. And what's the worst going to happen? Like if you go, all right, well, I'll not do that again, or like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
or I'll do a slightly smaller venue, whatever.
Yeah.
But I love like moving around venues and
It'll happen as well. Like, we'll all book a venue and half fill it or something.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, it's no.
yeah.
Yeah, I have a question
Right.
about the Opera House as well, because like I will die on this hill. If anybody else came to town and sold that amount of shows, it would have been everywhere. Joe, there wasn't. I don't think there was a big enough deal made out of it. But also, when you originally booked that, did you plan? You're like, this is how many nights we're going to do, or were you a bit more conservative?
No, we had. Well, first of all, I genuinely don't. I don't really like making a big deal. We obviously push ourselves and like online
obviously,
and all that, but I don't like making a big deal out of anything because what is the point? Like,
Yeah.
I like to just do the shows. If people enjoy it and they want to come back, that's great. And if enough people come, then obviously, you know, making a living at it. So like,
Yeah.
so I'm
Happy days.
happy. I'm happy to quietly do that, and I have no interest in stats and like you're asking about Spotify.
Yeah.
Just a bit of a laugh, but I would never post like how many people
Yeah.
100%.
really listened. So I it suits me that people aren't making a
okay.
big deal of that. But I mean, hopefully I presume they put a blue plaque out the front of the Opera House. But yeah.
We parking space.
But I think we at the start. I'm trying to get into the Opera House for years, and they always said no because I don't think they. My impression was this is years ago that they didn't think stand-ups of a certain age should be doing it.
Only
You know,
place
it's
I've
the
ever
old
seen was
guard.
Jack O'Kane.
Right.
That's the only place I've seen.
And Jake's probably like the youngest of the ones who were doing it. You
Yeah.
know, I'm talking Roy Walker would have been doing it, like all those Jimmy Cricket, all those like
Yeah.
older generation of guys. and obviously they're selling out. But I just think Opera House were a bit like, it's not, not for you, kind of. This was years ago. Probably two totally different people that deal with it now, and then booked it for a few nights, and then we just kept asking, do you have anything else? But they have those big runs of like West End shows, so that is part of the reason. To be fair to them, that's part of the reason why I didn't get in before as well. I was only looking one night, and they're like, well, if we give you this one night, we can't put a whole block in there.
Shows.
So so it was just a case of what can you get, and when people cancelled the night or whatever, you know, they were like, oh, we're taking a night off this night. We would be like, we'll take that night. And this year I know how many we could do. But I don't know if we will get to do that. But I'm not motivated by like a record, like
crazy
breaking a record or anything like that. It's the reason I did it again was, what sort of night do you think people had? So I'd done SSE, loved it. You can't obviously do bigger venue in Belfast than SSE, but then I wanted to do Opera House because it was different. And then I was speaking to people that I know that went to the show. I was like, what did you think of the venue? And
I was at it. I was at the last one.
Right.
The last one was Saturday.
Yeah.
I was at that, and because I obviously don't want to say stand up, but I go to like the Kevin Bridges, and you have to go to the SSE. But when you go there, you lose so much. You end up watching on the screen. I did
even transport.
I forgot how small it is. Because the last time I'd been in, I was in to see pantomime as a child. And I felt like, oh, a big theatre. You go in as an adult, oh, this is actually quite small.
Because of the way it's built, but then also it's bigger than you think. That's a beauty of it. It feels small to 1,000 people there.
Exactly.
But it's just because they're so packed in and all this. So people were like, I was able to get the train right to it, or I was in Belfast City Centre having a drink, and then I crossed the road and went to it.
Went out afterwards, just like it was handy.
So it's like, okay, one more year of that.
You said with SSE as well, you wait for the wave, is Opera here straight away?
Pretty much, yeah, because they're at their furthest away, so it goes like high. So they're not that far away. Whereas SSE on the floor goes like far like that. Like part of this tour I've just finished did Armagh City Hotel, and it was just a function room. Just a long function of 950 people.
That's mental.
But it's narrow, so the people at the back are getting that, like they can't see they can't see anything.
But isn't that nuts, the fact that it got to 1,000 people in Armagh? And people like, you can put on a full tour of like hundreds of people in all these wee small towns. People don't think it's possible, like just doing the function rooms, like. And I liked it. I'd done the theatre before, but then people were like, oh, they're this. So I just always want to see different rooms. Like I would get bored if I did the same place all the time. And probably like my plan is next year, either next year or year after, do a really small venue and do a big long like residency type thing. Go to Vegas. The redemption.
Go back. I'm here to. You're not.
She comes up to you.
Any quick questions there?
Just one final question about Edinburgh. I think me and you spoke about doing this shit there, and like you, Sean, you said
it's on the horizon.
And like, but any advice for Edinburgh, like doing the Fringe, or you said, because in my head, I'm like, it'll be class gigging every day, but then I also spoke to William about it. He said like,
I think we're all
gigging to 6 people.
I'm in two minds about it. My mind is like, I'd love to go to Edinburgh, but also know everyone goes to Edinburgh, and there'll be loads of stuff here when everyone goes away. So it's kind of.
You think that, but like, it still will be the summer, and there's going to be slightly more gigs, but it's all going there. I would say at your age, you definitely should go and do it. It's a slog. If you're doing an hour every day, it can be a bit of a. There's going to be gigs where you get a really good amount of crowd in. There's going to be gigs with like at my couple of times ago when I did it, I would not ask how many people were coming to the show. Because if it was fuck all, you're in the mood all day. So I would walk out from behind a curtain, and it was an 80-seater, so there was either packed or not. And one night I walked out, and it was my dad and 2 American guys. But I went, guys. I was like, be honest, this guy's my dad. Do you just want like a refund, or what do you want to do? And they were like, no, we want the show. And I went, no, it is just going to be us here. And they went, no, just if you're happy to do the show. And I went, here's what we'll do. I'll give you your money back, and I'll do half of the show.
We'll see where we go.
But we'll make it like a bit silly. So I was telling them, and some of the material was about my dad. So then it was like one of the best nights of the Fringe, because it was so like intimate. And
Because I had not a similar situation out there, but a gig I did, and there was two.
my Dan to American guys give me CB stand
It was two people in the audience, and it was a couple, and I did the opposite of that. I didn't address the situation. I didn't go, here, by the way, guys, only us. I went into just normal scripted material, and it did go well.
Well, what I'd say is do a show, the three of yous.
Yeah.
Do a show together.
20 minutes, half an hour each, something like that.
20 minutes each.
20 minutes,
20 minutes
the three
each.
of us, yeah.
Do you know also, you could take this, I used to do a show, the first time I went to the Fringe, it was me and a girl who had the same agent, she was English, Rebecca Bowling she's called, and we did a thing where we weren't that long doing stand-up, so we would do 15 minutes each, and we had a guest headliner every day do 20.
Oh, okay.
So think of the amount of people you would know
Over there.
Yeah.
over there, and
Yeah.
you'll get to meet, and you'd be surprised by the amount of people
Maybe
you go.
down for a gig.
You go
Yeah.
here. They're right. Do you want to come here? And then we'll flyer your show as you walk out. Like we got Tim Vine.
Fuck.
We had Tim Key. We only had Tim's. One day we thought we had Jim Jeffries and we announced it, and then Rebecca was like, "I don't know if we actually have him." And the venue was fucking packed. And then I had to bring on this guy called Danny, someone from England, and the audience were like, "Who the fuck is this?"
Danny doing Australian accent.
But I would say do it, but don't be like, this has to work. Go and see it as like a busman's holiday kind of thing, you know. I would do it.
I think we're all wise enough that we're not going to go there and go, we're going to be spot as best
Yeah.
newcomer, we're going to win the
Yeah.
career. We're going to go over, have a bit of crack,
Yeah.
lose a load of money and make stories.
Yeah, do the free Fringe.
Yeah.
Yeah. 20 minutes each as well, because a lot of my material is all, who's to blame?
I wouldn't even do 20 each. You'll have an hour. The slot will be an hour.
Yeah.
So you probably have 50, 55 to play with. You could literally do like 15 each and have a guest act do 10 minutes at the end.
Yeah.
Good idea.
And then there's three of you pushing one thing. You can flyer together, because that can be like soul destroying. But if you're doing it together,
Lads on tour.
yeah,
We'll take the podcast on the fuck amount of guests we could get to. I'll just hit the head there.
of course you could.
Yeah.
You take all this. Actually, I can be bored at it and that. Fuck that.
Do like a live thing. You know, edit.
Yeah.
No, definitely food for thought, guys.
Aye.
Right, we'll wrap it up, guys, will we?
Yeah.
We just plug a couple of gigs that
Yes.
Ben Madigan's asked, could we give them a shout out for
Yes.
we're doing the 15th. Us two, Luke McGibbon and Jordan Robinson. And then Yo's running again in a smaller room in the upstairs of Ulster Sports Club, so much nicer room. So it's going to be class. Ian Thompson, Darren Matthews, myself, Ronan Linsky, Alan Irwin, Jason Coulter and Jordan, all on the same night as well. So it's
Good
gonna be
lineup.
Yep.
Flat out. We're all three of us. You've just remembered to sing by your face. When I mentioned it mid-podcast, all three of us were in Letterkenny.
The soul, my
Are you
soul.
not?
I forgot about concept. Justin Freeburn got swapped in.
Okay, right, fair enough. Well, me and you were in Letterkenny this Wednesday.
Letterkenny. I don't think there's tickets for that one, but if you are in Letterkenny,
It's a weird
pop on
policy.
down. Yeah, no. Yeah, the hot tickets in these aren't selling well, so we're going to get rid of them and hope people show up in the door. That's why my face dropped. Yeah.
Okay, can I predict something?
Two Americans
No.
do that.
You know it's bad when she's going, no, that ticket policy's not right.
Owen, sorry, Paddy McGahey says give a shout out to the front page. I'm doing it this Friday with Sean McAleavey.
It's
Oh,
great.
yeah.
Have you
Yeah.
done it?
No, they're not.
Heard it's
great.
unreal, yeah.
Wasn't for that one, sorry.
Nice one. I'm also making my MCing debut
Debut?
on Monday.
Lovely.
Next Monday in Newton Ard, so come along to that there. It should be a good gig.
Who's having them?
I don't know you.
Yeah.
I make my Empire debut on Tuesday, so
Nice.
that's very exciting.
Nice. The
done-
TV show?
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, that's very exciting. A weird one though. Doors open at 7:30. Show starts at 9. Now I'm a bit of a weirdo when it comes to time.
Might be the football though. I think that means
Yeah,
they're trying to
they'll
get
push
people downstairs maybe have a drink.
Ah, right, okay.
Because
Because
kick off at 7 o'clock. Good over.
I will be like, she was up at 7. I'm like, why is there no one here?
Yeah.
What time's it at? The gig 9?
9.
Show up at
8 o'clock.
20 to
20 to 9.
Yeah.
I'll go 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Do you, get
20 to
nervous,
9.
do you get nervous for a gig?
No, I'm real fucking weird about time.
The Empire's a weird place to sort of hang about in though. Like that
Yeah.
back bit, there's not a lot of room. Like
Ah,
you just sort of
so
stand there.
20
Like.
to 9. 20 to 9.
20 to 9.
I'm glad I asked that now. That's
Perfect.
good.
Do you have anything to plug?
Don't worry about it.
No.
Here's a live pod.
Yep, we're doing a live pod in the SSE on the 23rd of September next year.
Next year.
So people can come to that. if they- we're weirdly, I know it's weird, but we're doing tickets for that. So we're planning to sell
These are
tickets.
fucking mad.
So
That's
people,
mad.
you bring your ticket with you,
Right?
and then
Right.
you will get in if you have one.
You also
Tickets
like
are
all
available.
these laughs, yeah?
Huh? Yeah. No, I don't mean to slap her. I will do these laughs. I've never been asked. and I only do gigs for Master. I'm only joking. I will.
Well, if you want, I'll put a word in for you.
Please
See if
do.
I can get you on
Thanks.
that one.
Right, guys, that's a wrap.
Yes, thanks very much for coming on, Shane.
Cheers for having me, lads.
Thanks, guys.
We'll see you in the next one.